love to gain some type of fame. No shame in my game, cause I always...
Hey, what's going on? This is Travis with thisisrealmusic.com, and I'm standing here with Felecia Pride, Baltimore's finest and very own, author of The Message, 100 Life Lessons from hip-hop's greatest songs. So we're here to talk to her a little bit about the book. So tell me just a little bit about the book and what inspired you to write it.
Well, basically what inspired me to write The Message was the fact that I use hip-hop lyrics to sort of explain things that are happening in my life and sort of articulate my life experiences. And I use them to motivate me. And so one day I was actually riding on a train. I used to live in New York, and I was broke and I was contemplating my life, and I was listening to Tribe Called Quest, Bugging Out, and Fife is like, you know, riding on the train with no dough sucks. And I'm like, that's how I feel right now. And it was like one of those sort of epiphany moments, like, wow, it's amazing how hip-hop can sort of articulate how I'm feeling at different times. And so that sort of kept happening. I'm like, well, you know, it's kind of cool if I expanded upon that and looked at the broader themes of songs, hip-hop songs, and connect those with larger life ideas.
Okay.
But I also in the book usher in my personal experiences, so it kind of reads like an autobiography as well.
So now, connect that with why you decided to align with the Black Lilies for this type of event.
Well, I feel like a lot of the idea of you know, using art to sort of talk about the world around you, and that's kind of what I'm doing in this book, is looking at art to talk about the world around me, to look at life lessons, to look at personal experiences and how we can learn from each other. And I think Black Lilies kind of represents that, using art to promote change, whether it's within yourself, within your community, and that's why I thought it would be a good opportunity for me.
Okay, cool. Give us 3 songs out of the book that are particularly affecting for you, and kind of how you shape and kind of how you thought about it.
Well, right now, one song is The Grind De La Soul, and that's only because of just, you know, being an author and promoting your work, it's a grind.
Okay.
And, you know, just being who De La Soul is, and them coming out with that song has really just, right now, been almost like a theme song. Like, being able to continue moving forward. Another song is Marathon, Dilated Pupils.
Okay.
Another idea of this being me wanting to be an artist for the long haul, and that this is not a sprint for me. This is a long distance. These are more personal.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And another one would probably be Not Enough.
Okay.
Where it's just this idea, people want you to be so many things, and you can only be who you are, and you do it to the fullest. And that's what I'm realizing. Like, I can only do what I do and do it well.
So, are you an artist yourself, or
well,
do you write rhymes?
When I was younger, you know, and tried to write rhymes like I was, you know, Miss Big Daddy Kane, and didn't really work out too well.
Okay.
I don't have any flow. That's my problem. If I had some flow, maybe I'd be an MC. But hip hop, though, showed me, or sort of emboldened me with the power to want to raise my voice and express myself. So I didn't do it through rhyming, but I do it through writing.
Now, a lot of the songs that you mentioned kind of came out in the earlier part of this decade, and a lot of the songs that I've perused through the book are kind of, you know, mid-90s, early 90s kind of hip hop. Do you feel that the messages and feelings of the songs that are in this book, that legacy is kind of being lived through today with some of the newer artists that are out there? And if so, who are those artists?
Some of the newer independent artists, I think. I wanted to have some classic songs in the book to show the sort of classic aspect of hip hop, and also to give a historical context to the culture, to show you know, the things that we've been talking about since the 70s. Or the early 80s. The first song, the oldest song was The Message from '82. But in terms of new artists, I think there are a lot of newer artists who are using or making meaningful music. That's what I call it, meaningful music. Positive and negative is a little too black. But making meaningful music. Artists like Immortal Technique, Jay Madeiras, keeps pretty dope. There's a lot of artists out there, but I'm realizing that I have to be proactive with mine.
Right.
You know, I have to actually, it's not like I can turn on the radio and hear these artists, so I really have to. If I want to hear good hip hop, and I think people don't realize that. If you want to hear good music, a lot of times you have to.
Okay.
And then you have to support it.
Right. Now, what would you say are some of the kind of key elements to making a hip hop song or a song that should be in this book? Just kind of what are some kind of key elements that go into making that song? Is it the beat? Is it the lyrics? Is it what is it? A combination of everything?
I think it's a combination of everything, but for me as a writer, I'm really interested in the narrative, the personal narrative, and the story. I think that's one thing that initially drew me to hip hop was the fact that, you know, these young brothers and sisters were writing stories or writing stories from their lives or from the people around them, and that's what really draws me to it, because that's what I can relate to. It's like, wow, somebody else went through this. I can, you know, I feel better knowing that I'm not alone. So that's probably one of the bigger threads or commonalities of songs in the book, is the fact that they sort of tell these stories. They have that narrative thread.
Right. Now let me ask you this, because you mentioned the concept of positive and negative. I think that a lot of times people want to kind of lump what they could want to call real hip hop into songs that exclusively have positive messages. Are there songs in this book that have not necessarily negative messages, but kind of paint a narrative that, you know, comes from a negative foundation, a negative existence?
Yeah, and one that I saw that I think is brilliant, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, Ghetto Boys. Just a brilliant song, and just, that's one of them. I have Check Yourself in there, which is mildly dysfunctional.
Right.
But I mean, just the whole idea of check yourself was enough for me to be like, I love that.
Right.
I love that idea, and me being able to riff off of that. But it's mildly dysfunctional. And I also have Ether in there. I just love that song lyrically. And I was like able to find something from that. But, you know, it's not necessarily something you can go and play
For children?
Yeah, for children.
Okay,
but,
cool.
you know, I do have songs in there where I'm just like, this is just a great song.
Right.
You know?
Okay, cool. Well, excellent. Well, the name of the book is The Message. Felecia Pride. This is realmusic.com. Peace.
Trees deep, I never fell. Nas's rap should be locked in a cell. It ain't hard to tell.